In today's healing flow, I'm creating a pour painting that represents the day I signed my divorce papers. This is more than just art. These colors carry the emotions of the moment and the scripture that gave me strength. So, the colors that I am using is purple, which represents grief and mourning, sand, the dryness of the desert, black, the finality of that chapter in my life, blue represents God's promise of streams in the desert, and green represents renewal and hope. Each one tells a part of a story. I use artist's loft acrylics for most of the colors, except for the blue, which is master's touch. I mixed each one with Floetrol and water until it was smooth. Um, I wanted to make sure that there were no lumps because I wanted a clean pour, and lumps sometimes cause streaks in the painting that looks like they're out of place. And for the blue, I added a touch of glitter. You can't see it at first, but once it dries, it catches the light like a hidden promise in the painting. You really got to stare at it to see the glitter. And once I got the paint to the consistency that I wanted, I was ready to layer them all into one cup. Each color I stacked on top of the other to create the layers what that represents my journey towards healing. I even added a drop of oil uh, to create the little cells that you'll see in the painting, um, because I love how the cells just create designs and beauty to the painting. Um, Once I had all of the painting mixed, it was time to tilt the canvas. I poured the paint onto a 16 by 24 canvas, and it took exactly 1/16 ounce cup to cover the whole painting. So as I was tilting, I let the colors stretch and flow across all four sides. At first, I thought I'll see more sand, but the blue rushed in and took over the entire painting. The green faded quietly into the background. The purple was just a little speck, and somehow this felt right because what once felt like overwhelming grief is now just a memory. And even though purple is my favorite color, I think it was fitting for this painting for it to just be a little speck, a small mark in the middle of God's ocean of goodness. That's what I think of when I see that little purple speck on the painting. So this painting is inspired by Isaiah 43 and 19. See, I'm doing a new thing. I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the desert. When I first created it, I thought I'd sell it, but I couldn't let it go. It felt too personal. So instead, I share the digital downloads so others can find hope and healing through the painting too. This piece is a reminder that grief doesn't get the final word, God does.